Welcome back from part one. This is part two of Word, Module 2. So we are starting on page WD 243 if you're following along in the paper copy of your book. So let's take a look at how to edit a source. If you see a mistake somewhere on this works cited page, you don't want to just click and edit it because this is actually one big field. We want to manage the sources themselves, the actual information you entered. So to do that, if you look on your reference tab in the Citations and Bibliography area, you'll find a box that says Manage Sources. Click on that. You'll see a current list of all of your sources in your paper. So now I can come over and click on a source and say Edit. That will open back up this pane so I can go in and make changes. So for instance, I might take out the word and here and then click OK. It will pop up this box and ask if I want to update both lists. I say yes, and then I close. But if you notice, the and is still here in this works cited page. To update your works cited page, you have to right-click on it and say Update Field, so it will re-pull in that information once again. Next, let's take a look at inserting a citation using an existing source. So this is if you are citing the same source multiple times in your paper. I'm going to put my cursor after keyboard and put a space. And on my References tab, still go to Insert Citation, but this time I see my three sources right here, and I will choose the one I want, which is Clark and Nadir. Now, it will put in my citation right here. If it's not in the right place, I can take it and click and move it to the correct place. So I click on it, grab that little icon, those three dots, and move it to this correct space. Okay, next thing you need to know is how to find and replace text. So you can locate this on the Home tab in the Editing area. If I click the Find button, it will open up a pane where I can type in a word to search for. When I type it in, it will show me exactly where those words are located in my paper. It will also highlight them. To replace text, like if you don't like that term or you spelled something incorrectly or it needs to be capitalized, you can use the Replace button and type in, so we're finding auditory and we're replacing with listening. Type in the word you want to replace it with. You can say replace all. It will tell you the replacements it's done, and then you can close out. You can see it'll replace it all throughout your document. This is super handy. I use this all the time in my work. Next up, let's talk about using a thesaurus. So I'm going to find the word continual in my paper. And to find a synonym for that word, I can right-click on it. And there's the option to look it up here, look up the synonyms, and I can immediately replace that word. Say I want frequent, I could click on it. Or if I want to see the whole thesaurus, I can click here and open up the entire thing. So in this case, I'm going to replace continual with frequent. Now, this is a really important thing to know how to do. At the end of every test, at the end of every paper, it's going to ask you to run spell check and grammar check. Now, we've gotten used to having red squiggle lines under words that are misspelled. However, on the test, those squiggle lines will not appear. So when the direction says run spell check, you need to run spell check. Here's how you run spell check for your entire paper. You go to the Review tab, find Spelling and Grammar in the Proofing area, and click on it. Ignore the words that are fine and replace the words that are not fine. Okay, So next up, we are going to look at some editing tools that can be useful when you're working with a document, especially if you're collaborating with people on a document. Those are basically called comments. So comments can be found on the Review tab. And to add a comment for other people without changing the actual paper itself, you can highlight the area you would like to put the comment on and then come up to where it says New Comment. This will add a comment. It will let you know who's making the comment, and you can write a comment to your group member. To add another comment, I find another location or another selection of text where I would like to comment. I highlight it, and then I can go to New Comment. As you can see, comments look kind of like handwriting out to the side, like the old school way teachers used to do of circling something in red and writing you a little note on your paper. To go through your comments, you can, I'm going to click up at the top like I'm just opening up my paper, and I can hit the next button and it will show me the first comment. And then I can hit the next one. It'll show me the next one previous. If I want to edit my own comment, I can click on it and add whatever I want to it. You can only edit your own comments. To hide comments so that I don't see them, I can see my paper like it would look when it was printed. There's a toggle button, the Show Hide Comments button, still on the Review tab. And to reply to a comment, once it's showing, I can hit the reply button and say, excellent idea. To delete a comment, I make sure that I'm inside the comment and I hit my delete button. That deletes the comment. To delete all the comments in the document, I choose delete all comments. And then it's important to know that if you want to resolve a comment, I know I've used this when I'm editing, when I've edited a couple of articles that I wrote. The publisher sent them back to me, and instead of deleting the comment just so that the publisher could still see the comment, I can resolve it, and then it will let them know that I fixed that problem. So that is it for Word Chapter 2, Writing a Research Paper. I'm interested to see what you think of this chapter. Hopefully it will help you in your other classes.